Well, hi there, and it is the conclusion of another week. We're looking today at Psalm 31. And the emphasis of this psalm is on trusting or taking refuge in the Lord, no matter how difficult the circumstances may be. David was surrounded by subversive people with secret campaigns and wicked conspiracies, and everything seemed to be against him. Even his best friends and neighbours didn't want to see him, and there was fear on every side around him. David called on the Lord to deliver him. He wanted God to stop those who were unjustly causing trouble. Therefore, David made his request based on what he knew about God's name and God's character, and that's what he trusted. That's what he had hope in. Because God is righteous and loving, he desires to deliver his people. And this psalm is a roller coaster ride of emotion. It begins affirming God as David's safe place. It says, "In you, O Lord, I take refuge. Let me never be put to shame. Deliver me in your righteousness. Turn your ear to me and come quickly to my rescue. Be my rock of refuge, a strong fortress to save me. Since you are my rock and my fortress, for the sake of your name, lead and guide me. Free me from the trap that is set for me, for you are my refuge. Into your hands I commit my spirit. Redeem me, O Lord, the God of truth. I hate those who cling to worthless idols. I trust in the Lord. I will be glad and rejoice in your love, for you saw my affliction and knew the anguish of my soul. You have not handed me over to the enemy, but have set my feet on a spacious place." David's in a bad way, and he begins to talk about that in the next verses. Let me just mention a word or a phrase that talks about how desperate he is. Distress. My eyes grow weak with sorrow. Grief. My life is consumed with anguish. Groaning. My strength fails because of my affliction. My bones grow weak. He talks about enemies and relationships that have collapsed. In verse 11, "Because of all my enemies, I am the utter contempt of my neighbours. I am the dread to my friends. Those who see me on the street flee from me. I am forgotten by them as though I were dead. I am like broken pottery. I hear slander of many. Terror on every side. They conspire against me and plot to take my life." And then there are 3 verses after all that of affirming God. Verse 14, "But I trust in you, O Lord. I say, you are my God. Many times my times are in your hand. Deliver me from my enemies and from those who pursue me. Let your face shine on your servant. Save me in your unfailing love." And then in verse 17, he talks about judging the wicked. "Let me not be put to shame, O Lord, for I have cried out to you. But let the wicked be put to shame and lie silent in the grave. Let their lying lips be silenced, for with pride and contempt they speak arrogantly against the righteous." And then he comes back to a place where he affirms God in verse 19. "How great is your goodness, which you have stored up for those who fear you, which you bestow in the sight of men on those who take refuge in you. In the shelter of your presence you hide them from the intrigues of men. In your dwelling you keep them safe from accusing tongues. Praise to the Lord, for he showed his wonderful love to me when I was besieged in a besieged city. In my alarm I said, I am cut off from your sight. Yet you heard my cry for mercy when I called out for help. Love the Lord, all his saints. The Lord preserves the faithful rather. The Lord preserves the faithful, but the proud he pays back in full. Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord." Like, this is such a roller coaster of high emotions, of fear, of anger at other people. But the conclusion, I think, is where we need to be. Be strong and take heart, all you who hope in the Lord. That's the word for us. Bye for now.